Good morning. This is Jim Barlow with OakTree Strategic Leverage. And here we are. I got back from Hawaii and California on Monday, ready to go back to work. Saw some of our grandchildren and had a great time. We did this presentation. I did the last one from Hawaii, but I was working on it to make it what I think better. I guess that's always what I want to do. So anyway, inversion thinking and Kaizen. Well, I guess I better figure out how my machines needs to work. I I think I fixed it. Okay. Inversion thinking and Kaizen. Eliminating failure before pursuing growth. The hidden problem, like in an iceberg that 90% is underwater, what derails outcomes isn't what people see, the smooth, cool little island on top. It's what they don't see. This is the case in business, case in investing. The conventional question most investors ask is, how much can I make? Maybe there's a better question. Maybe it's a different question. How do I avoid losing? If we can set that up. Charlie Munger, he was the kind of the partner with Warren Buffett at Berkshire Hathaway. He's passed away now, but I attended a couple of Berkshire Hathaway's annual meetings in Omaha, listened to him speak, and I've read his information in his books, or big book. Anyway, what does he have to say about inversion thinking? He said, tell me where I'm going to die so I won't go there. I have to read that 2 or 3 times to understand what I just read or thinking. That's inversion thinking. Set something up so you won't fail. Avoiding stupidity is easier than seeking brilliance. That's Charlie Munger, believing in inversion thinking. Don't focus on how to win. Focus on not to lose. How people fail at investing. Things go down. Loss. Personal risk. Putting, borrowing and having need to be collected. Tax exposure, losing money to taxes. Wrong leverage. Leverage can be harmful. Forced decisions. There's a number of areas, even more than that, of how people can fail. If we could remove these failures, if these are the ways people fail, the logical question becomes, what would a strategy look like if it were designed to remove them first? That's our arrow. We're trying inversion thinking, upside down, think differently. Inversion thinking is solving the problem backward. Instead of asking, how do I win? We ask, how do I avoid losing? You know, if someone loses 50% in something, it takes 100% gain just to recover. The people who lost in the Depression of the 30s and they didn't recover their total investment till 1952. It took decades. Well, what's that? We can say about kind of 2 and a fraction decades. A better design philosophy. Before we talk about growth, we eliminate the reasons plan fail. This is inversion thinking applied to wealth. Inversion thinking applied to football. Don't ask how to win. ask how teams lose. Most football games are lost because turnovers. The turnover battle, who has the most turnovers? The one that has least turnovers oftentimes wins the game. Can you imagine? Everyone likes to have the cool touchdown, the major run or whatever, but protecting the ball is the number one way to win football games. Missed assignments, letting someone through, penalties at critical moments, poor situational decisions. Championship teams don't win by being aggressive. They win by being mistake-proof. All the great coaches will say that. This is how you win at football. Don't make mistakes. Inversion thinking. So, enter Kaizen. Kaizen is an inversion strategy. We remove loss, personal risk, tax uncertainty through structure, not speculation, then let disciplined leverage do what it does best. Kairos Aurelius, wisdom removes failure before it seeks growth. Kaizen eliminates loss, personal risk, tax uncertainty through structure, not speculation. Leverage is invited only after the ground is made firm. Kaizen was built backwards, designed to prevent failure first. Growth is reward, not the starting point. Here's a chart I did the other day. Here's the loss of the failure areas and what Kaizen does. Loss. No negative year design. No negative returns. No negative years ever. Personal risk. No personal guarantees. You're not on the hook for borrowed money. Tax uncertainty. Tax advantage structure. The word tax advantage structure is the proper compliance way to say this, but Kaizen is going to give you, if you do it right, tax-free retirement income or tax-free whatever. Tax advantage. Misuse leverage. It's institutionalized limited leverage. It's not outrageous. It's so limited and controlled that you don't have any personal guarantees. Timing risk. Long-term, not forced structure. Kind of a two-edged sword here. We require, for you need to stay with Kaizen for a while, 15 years plus, before you start taking income. But then you have a lot of flexibility. I did this other chart. It's basically the same thing, just a little different approach. You can see on the left side, tax uncertainty is removed, personal risk and loss. And the traditional strategies start with growth and hope risk doesn't appear. And Kaizen removes failure by design. No market loss years, no current tax drag, no outside collateral, no personal guarantees, no forced liquidations, no required minimum distribution pressure, no margin calls. Growth comes second after risk is engineered out. I like that slide. I like the way I layer that in. What outcomes Kaizen is designed to support? What can it do for you? It can give you a supplemental retirement income, very conservative supplemental retirement income, probably better returns than any of your other investments. Tax efficient income planning. This is the tax-free. Family gifting and wealth transfer, great way to do this. Executive employee retention, that's important. Business succession planning, charitable and legacy goals, creditor-aware asset position. For those who have creditor issues or potential liability, this protects it. That's a lot of different things. You don't have to pick the one necessarily you're going to use it 20 years from now, but they're all in your favor, working for you. These are the reasons, the outcomes you're looking for in Kaizen. We're not going to give you a lot of detail in this webinar. That's not my intent. Is to introduce it to you, but I want to show you a little bit of the nitty gritty. You have 5 annual payments, or through Allianz, we can actually set up a monthly payments for 5 years. That's the silver picks. And we get a bank to approximately put the same amount you're putting in the first 5 years with you. After 5 years, you're done at making your payments. Then the bank continues making the payments they are making in the first 5 years for another 5 years, and they take on what you are paying for the first 5 years and pay it. So there's payments going into Kaizen for 10 years. And it's even visually about a 3-to-1. I'll have a sample. We'll see where we go here. All without the typical risks of borrowing. There's no credit checks, no loan documents, no personal guarantees, no signature, no collateral, none of that. Where you have that with premium finance. Kaizen, a smarter way to build wealth by eliminating risk first. Most financial plans fail, not because returns were too low, but because risks were underestimated. This here is, that's a busy slide. This is all the benefits you get from Kaizen in one slide. In my alchemy presentations, I did this in 3 sections. But let me just quickly list them. You've got life insurance legacy and living benefits, really helpful. Protection today, legacy tomorrow, living benefits, disability, and also long-term care. Good reason to have it. Tax-free growth, grow tax-free, use tax-free. No taxes. No management or advisory fees. I charge 1% a year. Most advisors do. Here you have no advisor fee or management fees. That's the foundation. Then we have downside protection, no market losses, period. No market linked growth. Approximately the same growth as the market, upside participation with that 0 downside risk, the risk management. Then strategic leverage, institutional leverage, about 3-to-1, greater growth, less personal capital, 5 years of funding, that's very finite. Trust ownership, we structure this where they're making the loan. So it's really turnkey because of all these things, the liquidity and flexibility, really after the 15 years, more flexibility, more liquidity, not for the first while. You don't have require minimum distribution after that 15 years. Anyway, that's a busy chart I wanted to throw in. 2 ways to implement Kaizen. We have kind of a Amazon approach. Kaizen online, advisor-backed. Learn at your own pace about Kaizen. Digital engagement. OakTree guidance available as needed. There's the QR code to get started. I have nothing recorded. I'm not recording that you went in. Sorry, my phone was ringing and we get the sound down. Anyway, online with me there for whenever you need help. I'll show you that a little bit more in a second. Or just traditional. I'm willing to go one-on-one and help you find the right strategy for you. Go to lunch, go to dinner, have a Zoom meeting, whatever, one-on-one or online. Either way, same strategy, different engagement styles, whatever you like, whatever path fits how you think and decide. Here's the first of 2 landing pages. This is the same QR code you just saw. This landing page is really robust. It has a lot of stuff. It has videos. It has kind of a book about Kaizen with 10 chapters. You can see the little blue button on the left. Learn about Kaizen. With that QR code, you're there. I haven't recorded your name or anything. I won't even know you've gone to this site. So this is your Amazon, your learn at your own pace approach. I have a second one. This landing page is still Kaizen, but it's specific to gifting to your children, gifting to your grandchildren. Just we're a little more narrow focused. I don't have a QR code here. If this is your wish, or the area you'd like to study, text me, email me, call me, and I'll send you the link so you can look this over. These 2 first links is your place to start for sure. My website, I have a lot of quick links on there. I try to have this robust, a lot of information. I have a calculator. I have 2 calculators that I designed to help you decide what your retirement income gap is. Nobody wants to not have enough money in retirement, so this will help you get there quicker than any approach I know. This will help you decide what your gap is and what you need to put into Kaizen. This is on my website, also very free. Both calculators. One's a little more detailed. I actually have a 3rd landing page, and eventually everyone gets to hear. This is, they call it the Integrated Learning Information Assistant, ILIA. And this one here, if you go through the first one and you say, I'm ready to buy, you're going to be directed to this one. Here you need to have a login and a password, and you can receive a login invitation through me. Now, if I need your cell phone number and your email address and your birthday, I guess your name too, and then you can explore through this way. This is pretty robust, even more robust than the other 2, because this is eventually where you all go to. Here is the webinar series and the sequence that I'm building on. You're at the Inversion Thinking and Kaizen. On the next one, on the 20th of January, I'm going to be doing Inversion Thinking, Retirement Income and Kaizen. I'm going to focus using Kaizen for retirement income on that one. And in February, we'll be going into the family gifting and legacy. And bi-monthly, I'm going to have one on executive employee benefits, one on business succession planning bi-monthly. And quarterly, I'm going to do ones really crunching into the leverage, another one on market volatility, another one on taxes. So I've got this 8 webinars, and we're just starting. But I'll be working on those and getting them ready for the next few months. Here's our schedule. Here we are on the 14th of January, and the next one is the 20th, retirement income. And the one on the 29th, Thursday the 29th at noon, is the family gifting and legacy. So these first will be the ones important to look at. Okay, the real question. Is Kaizen right for everyone? The question is, does your current plan survive stress? These are important questions. It isn't for everybody. Not everyone is willing to spend the time and take the effort, but it is pretty conservative if you do. A thought to leave you with: the first act of wealth and not growth is the disciplined removal of failure by Kairos Aurelius. So thank you. Hopefully, thank you for thinking differently. Thank you for thinking long term. There's my QR code again. 11:20. I love this. I want to make this a short webinar, and I think I've succeeded. I haven't given you everything. For those who are willing to spend a few more minutes, I'd like to go this Ilya on my computer and do a case study with you. Now I'm going to have to pull out of this screen and and go to the other. I didn't have it ready. I should have. I'm going to go to my website. I'm going to go down to the quick links and Wealth Kaizen Secure Portal, and it comes up. I have to log in like anybody, put in my email and password. Then I'm into the Ilya site. I'm going to go to estimate my benefits, and there's two estimators. There's the quick result estimator. Let's do that one first. It's simple. You put in your age and your sex. Then you put in how much you, on a sliding bar scale, how much you want to put in per year. So let's see, age. I'm going to put, let's say 40. I'm talking to a 40-year-old. Well, let's do female today. And it's down below here, it says 40,000 a year. Let's just leave it there. And we're going to click the calculate. And it crunches the numbers. So here's the diagram of the 5 pigs for the first 5 years, and then the matching money. Here's the contribution: 40,000 a year for 5 years, 200,000. The bank going to put in 28,142 for the first 5 years. Then they're going to put in 66,792 for the next 5 years. They're going to put in 474,670, and so over 10 years, 674,670 is going to go into this account. Then we're going to click this next benefit distribution, and the initial death benefit, as low as we could possibly make it, is $1,480,039. And this can give someone at age 65, who was 40 when we started, an income of $108,000 a year, tax-free. Allianz studied this calculator that we're using right now. They wanted to see how accurate it was, and if we're pushing it too far, trying to make it look too good. They came up and said there's an 80% chance that 108 is going to be double. So it could be 216,000 per year tax-free for that 40,000 a year for 5 years. And in this, from 65 to 90, this person would have pulled out 2,808,000 tax-free, or double that. And you still have a death benefit at age 90. Then they have they have a comparison screen. And here we have, it shows that 108 with Kaizen. Then it shows if you bought the Index Universal Life without Kaizen, it'd be 70,000 income. That's what the leverage does for you. Or if you got the same return as we got here, but a regular investment, you have 47,000 a year income, or with an IRA or 401k, 61,000. So comparison-wise, you can see how it works. That's the simple. If we go way back to the top, go to the custom design. Here, I'm going to put new custom design. Here, you and me, or whoever's doing it, you can have access to this. You put in your name. For this example, I'm just going to throw in some initials and put in a birthday. 1980. That's a 46-year-old, I guess. Let's put 86. Now we have the 40-year-old again. We select the gender. We did female. We'll stay with that. We put in the health, excellent or average. We'll go with excellent, hopefully. Does this person use tobacco or marijuana? No. Then we push next. Then do you want an income at a certain age? Yes. How much do you want to put in per year? We had 40. Let's change it up. All right, I'm going to go 50,000 a year. That's the average person in the country is putting in 70,000 a year. So this is even lower than the average. 50,000 a year. If your employer is matching you, you'd put that in here. And then you push next. Then you put the age you want to have income starting and income ending. We had 65. That's okay with me. Let's leave it. And then we can change the 90 to 95 or 100, whatever. I'll change it to 95. Then you select the risk because of regulation of all funny things. And the risk you chose, just go low volatility. The others are not scoring properly because of regulatory influences. So low volatility, and go to the bottom, view results. Here on this custom, we have a stress testing. This takes potentially up to a minute, maybe sometimes longer, to crunch all the numbers. When we do get the numbers back, we've got everything, even the insurance company's illustration that they will abide by. We can actually per se issue the policy. But I'm going to look to see if while this is happening, it finished. Okay, let's look at it. This is the custom. So we're putting in 50,000 a year for 5 years, 250. The bank's putting in over the 10 years, 631. So 881,000 is going in. The benefit, the life insurance is $1,937,000. The income starting at age 65 is 158,000 through 95. By 95, you'll have pulled out 4,898,000. You know, you only put in 250,000. We're getting 898,000. Right here, the average person say, too good to be true. Well, it isn't. In fact, remember that that 158,000 a year will be double that. So, and here's the death benefit at 95. And then you can look at the comparisons. 158 to 94 to 55 to 71. You can have access to doing all this yourself. It's not that hard. And way at the top, you can view illustrations. You can look at the Kai Zen illustration with all the details. You can print this out. You can go to the insurance company's illustration. And I did this with National. National happens to have probably the best living benefits there is. Terminal illness benefit, chronic illness, critical injury, Alzheimer's disease benefits. If you're trying to protect your family, this is it. Well, anyway, for those who stuck around, and we didn't spend much time, this is perfect. Let me check, see if there's any questions from anybody. Okay. I don't see any, but I appreciate everyone attending, and have a great day and come to the next webinar. Jim Barlow, OakTree, Strategic Leverage. Bye.